In football, miracles are supposed to last 90 minutes, maybe a single match where everything goes right. But what Leicester City achieved in the 2015 to 2016 season was not a moment.
Screams of elation as Leicester City made history by winning the Premier League.
It was a story that unfolded over 9 relentless months. Just 1 year earlier, this was a team battling relegation. In fact, the previous season, they had been bottom of the table in April, before winning 7 of their final 9 matches in what became known as the Great Escape. A survival run that quietly built the belief this squad could defy expectations. A team nobody talked about unless it was to predict their downfall. And when the new season began, bookmakers gave them 5,000 to 1 odds to win the league. Odds so absurd, they were compared to impossible events. Because Leicester were not built like champions. They had no Galacticos, no world record transfers, no global commercial machine behind them. Instead, they had a group of players many clubs had rejected. Their striker, Jamie Vardy, had been playing semi-professional football and working a factory job not long before, wearing an electronic tag earlier in his life, and taking a path that looked nothing like the polished academy routes of elite footballers. Yet suddenly, he was outrunning and outscoring defenders worth 10 times his value, eventually breaking the record for scoring in consecutive matches. Riyad Mahrez, signed for a modest fee that barely made headlines, became the creative heartbeat of the team, playing with a fearless elegance, drifting past defenders who underestimated him, turning tight games into moments of magic. In midfield, N'Golo Kanté redefined what it meant to control space, covering so much ground that it often looked like Leicester had an extra player, intercepting attacks before they could breathe and instantly turning defense into lightning-fast counters. Behind them, Captain Wes Morgan and Robert Huth formed a physically dominant centre-back partnership, prioritizing clear decisions over stylish play, while goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel provided composure and crucial saves at defining moments. At the center of it all stood Claudio Ranieri, a manager previously mocked for his constant rotations at other clubs, now calm, measured, and surprisingly simple in his approach. Instead of forcing complexity, he built clarity, training focused on organization, trust, and repetition. Ranieri even promised the players pizza if they kept a clean sheet, a small gesture that became symbolic of the simplicity and unity inside the dressing room. The tactical idea was brutally straightforward, yet devastatingly effective. Defend compactly, recover the ball, and explode forward with speed before opponents could reset. While the biggest teams obsessed over dominating possession, Leicester often had far less possession than their opponents, sometimes below 40%, yet they led the league in fast break goals, turning defensive recovery into their most dangerous weapon.
Kante, it's a lovely pass. That's a good one too. It's Vardy!
Leicester thrived without it, proving that control of space and timing could be more dangerous than control of the ball. Week after week, they absorbed pressure, struck with precision, and built momentum. And as victories accumulated, what began as confidence turned into belief. And that belief started unsettling the traditional powers. Analysts waited for regression, pundits predicted collapse. And every month the same question was asked: when will Leicester fall apart? But they never did, because there was no internal panic. No dressing room egos fighting for status, only a collective understanding that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The squad remained remarkably unchanged throughout the season, building chemistry that wealthier clubs often lose through constant transfers. And as winter turned into spring, the league table began to look surreal, with established giants dropping points under pressure, while Leicester played with the freedom of a team that had nothing to lose. Their matches were not just tactical wins, but psychological ones. Opponents felt the weight of expectation, while Leicester felt only momentum. Clean sheets, narrow victories, and decisive counterattacks slowly constructed one of the most statistically improbable title runs in sports history. By the final stretch, disbelief had spread across the football world, not because Leicester were leading, but because they continued to refuse the narrative that they should not be there. And when the title was finally secured, the title was confirmed, not even during a Leicester match, but when Tottenham Hotspur were held to a draw by Chelsea, leaving players watching together in disbelief.
Costa turns Alderweireld. Hazard!
As history was sealed, it wasn't sealed with dramatic extravagance, but with the quiet confirmation of what had already become undeniable. A team assembled with modest resources, overlooked talent, and unwavering unity had outperformed institutions built on decades of dominance and financial superiority. Leicester City did not just win a league, they challenged the assumptions of modern football, proving that structure could outmatch spending, cohesion could outshine star power, and belief, when sustained long enough, could bend probability itself. It was not simply an underdog story, but a reminder that in a sport increasingly shaped by economics and predictability, there is still space for something wildly human, a season where discipline, timing, recruitment, mentality, and togetherness aligned so perfectly that the impossible stopped being a fantasy and became reality.
Premier League champions 2016, the amazing Leicester City!
Speechless! Speechless!
Magic. Just magic. That's all I can say. It's magic.